Hello everybody and welcome back to Madden 2002 in the Buffalo Bills franchise mode, and we are continuing on towards the very tail end of year number 2 here. We're getting in the final batch of games here. We have the Vikings and the Titans today. I don't think I remember in the last video. I never do. But we are in Minneapolis in the Metrodome here playing the Vikings, who are firmly in the throes of the playoff race in the NFC as well. We will focus more on that in the coming weeks here as their results kind of play into a little bit of our season, not only just with this game, but also, our division is playing the NFC North, so the Dolphins, who are in a race with us, will have a game with the Vikings in a few weeks here that could potentially have huge ramifications on playoff odds. So right now we're currently coming into this game sitting at 5-7, so we don't even have any sort of concerns about playoffs unless we win this game and pick up another win against the Titans later on in the video, which is a tall order for this team here. But we have some help coming in the Titans game that we will talk about when that game comes along. But in this game here, we have obviously the big weapons from the Vikings. Dante Culpepper's having his third straight, just amazing season at the helm for the Vikings here. Career high career percentage and career low in interceptions heading into this game. He's just on one, man. Michael Bennett has not been nearly as explosive for the Vikings offense, but the receiving core needs very little introduction here. Randy Moss is leading the charge, and they have more than enough weapons across their offense to really make us pay on defense. And already they're showing that firmly here as Culpepper lays one air down the middle of the field and manages to find Troy Walters downfield, who's been one of the lesser producers in the Vikings receiving core, but there he is getting a catch there. And on the very next play here, or in a couple plays, Culpepper able to find an open target in the end zone, and this time who else but Randy Moss getting touchdown number 13 on the season, man. So now we're going to try and answer back here. We're close to midfield. Sammy Morris gets the pitcher, gets the outside edge. That's when he's his most destructive, and he does not break the one tackle, but he does get the first down and a little bit more, so that will at least re-rack the deck and give us a fresh set of downs, and we are now moving in plus territory. So fast forward to 3rd and 7, the Vikings defense giving us some problems. Still for rolling out here, pressure in his face, but he finds Remersma downfield, and he hauls it in and gets brought down towards the sideline, but he is still definitely well in bounds with possession, baby, not even close. So second goal, we're going to fast forward to Dilfer, back to pass here, not going to run for it, going to try and throw it in the end zone. Pump fakes, floats that one out there and finds Eric Moulds, who's toe tapping along the turf in the end zone, and he's well in bounds as well, man. More than enough feet, man. 1, 2, and well, we won't watch it. We won't look at it. Just assume I'm right here and that he was definitely in bounds, and everything is okay. But it's a Bills touchdown, and we are answering back to the Vikings' initial touchdown. So we're in business, folks. We're in business, ladies and germs. If we can at least, answer back here on offense and just stay competitive on offense, something that's kind of been a little bit flippant, but something we've seen, at least in the last couple of weeks, in short doses and bursts, if we can bring that performance here in Minneapolis, we should be all right. So on the 3rd and 2 here, Dilfer fires this one off and manages to find Westbrook for a completion, and more importantly, a first down. So we are still continuing things on offense as our defense was finally able to wrestle a stop from the Vikings. So 1st and 10 now inside the Vikings 30. It's another pitch to Sammy Morris. Morris following his blocks here, getting out in open space, gets the first down a little bit more, but he's brought down, and so that will continue this drive even further. And Sammy Morris again causing more destruction on the outside edges here. That is just what we do. That's just how we run the football here. So fast forward to a 2nd and 9. Again, another pitch play, but this time to Travis Henry. And Travis Henry's got plenty of blocks, and he's in the end zone for a Bills touchdown. And we are taking the lead here in the Metrodome. And just look at Travis Henry, man. Following the blocks, just clean, man. Clean play, untouched. And that wasn't easy, too. That was like a 10-yard run. So that wasn't easy. And that is exactly where we're beating the Vikings right now, which is another big aspect about our offense here. If we can run and throw pretty consistently, like if we can do both sides of the ball fairly consistently, then we win games. But if one of those sides gets completely silenced, it gets tough for us to win here. So with a one-score lead over the Vikings here, they're now going to try and even things up. Culpepper, awkward pass here, but it doesn't matter because he's still coming down with it. Is Terrence Wilkins here. He's got over 500 yards here on the season. There's still plenty of game left to get close to 1,000, but right now Randy Moss the only one who has that statistic to his name in the Vikings receiving core, but another pass completed to Wilkins will get him a little bit closer here. So You know, the Vikings continuing their drive and staying alive. 2nd and 8. We're going to fast forward to Culpepper. Back to pass here. We still have not seen much of Michael Bennett at all in this game here. And another pass completed to Wilkins, man. We got to lock in and hold down number 80, man. Something is just not working on that side of the field. Typically, it's on the other side. But Winfield's been holding down Randy Moss, it seems. But the other side is just not. And, of course, as I say it, Randy Moss. A quick slant, and it's another touchdown for the Vikings. And they've tied things up here. Randy Moss with touchdown number 14 on the season. And he is just continuing. And he bobbles it too, man. I think in the normal NFL, that probably would have got reviewed, see if he had full possession while he was in bounds, because I don't know about that. But now the Vikings, again, with another opportunity. And one play is all it takes here. Randy Moss is off to the races here. It is a foot race, and we know that no one's probably going to beat Randy Moss in a foot race like that. 88 yards to the house. One play is all it took, man, after the Vikings got to stop here, and we're punted deep inside their own territory here. One play. One play is all it takes from this Vikings offense to not only now, flip the score here, but now just completely change the tide of the game. Leading now 21-14, of course, pending the extra point. So cannot give up big plays like that. Our defense is pretty good about not giving up massive plays like that, but that is just killer, man. Killer. But we have a big play of our own here. Eric Moulds, Moss's a defender here, Viking defender, but he's going to get caught up by the shoestrings. But still, it's okay. It's still a big play that we absolutely needed to have, and we got it. So I'm not going to be super upset about that, that we managed to make this work, that we got a big play of our own. So now that at least sets us up in a good position to get some kind of points here before the half is over, assuming that we can capitalize on this drive. That cannot be a guarantee. It's not always a guarantee, okay? So we need to be a lot more careful on this drive here. But I guess I missed it. I guess I missed the end of the second quarter. I guess I forgot to edit it in. Excuse my ignorance here. Excuse my stupidity as we are here now entering the fourth quarter. Forget about the end of the first half. We are well into the second half in the fourth quarter here. And Dilfer trying to capitalize on this opportunity on this drive. And he somehow finds Peerless Price surrounded by Purple People Eaters. I have zero idea how that was even a completed pass, even a positive offensive play, surrounded by all those defenders. I'm sure the Vikings secondary is mad. But on the 3rd and goal here, the defense trying to stop us, and they cannot. It's Sammy Morris, man, picking up blocks once again. And that was a very clutch block. Who was that, man? Was that... Oh, yeah, I think it was Cliff Gross just picking up 2 defenders with 1 block and just kind of clearing the path for Sammy Morris. So we have now tied things up here at 21 apiece, and now we have the ball back once again. Your 2nd and 14 in our own end. Dilfer, big pass here, and now it's caught by Eric Moulds, and now Eric Moulds in another foot race here. Can he win this one? No. He's caught up by the shoestrings once again here, but 2 big passes to Eric Moulds. And I said it a little bit ago in the video, if we can pass and run pretty effectively, we win games. And in this game, it looks like Dilfer has been able to at least throw in the big plays when we've needed them. We haven't seen a ton of consistency, but he's at least been able to get the big plays out there. And we've seen enough of Sammy Morris to get us in the end zone. So I think we're really kind of playing both sides of the ball right now, but we need to finish on this drive here. So 2nd and 2, Sammy Morris, wide open space, plenty of room. Westbrook lets that block go just a little bit too early, but Sammy Morris able to break it off and still get close to the goal line here. Yeah, I thought he had enough to maybe pull some guys in there, but he's tackled just shy. So on 1st and goal here from about the 3 or 4 yard line, Dilfer, a quick pass, and he finds Eric Moulds in the back of the end zone. And that, finally, Eric Moulds gets himself another touchdown after all these big chunk plays that he's had today, and that's going to get him to 6 on the year. So big day from Eric Moulds. 3rd and 10 now for the Vikings. They're down to the last opportunities out of the 2-minute warning. And that pass is completed, but Clement's able to make the tackle and keep Wilkins away from getting to the sticks. And now it's going to be a 4th down decision for the Vikings deep in their own end, and they're not going to go for it. So they're going to trust in their defense here out of the 2-minute warning to try and, I guess, stop us here. But on 2nd and 7, Morris able to get the 1st down that we need and a heck of a lot more. He's tackled out of bounds, which I think should stop the clock. I think it's weird in these older games. Maybe the rule is not a thing yet. I don't know so much about the rule of out of bounds and clock stopping or what have you. But either way, it is a big 1st down, and so we were able to start running some clock now on 2nd and 3. The Vikings need another stop, and they're not going to get it. Sammy Morris finds open space, and now he's off to the races, and he's going to get to the end zone and ice this game completely. So forget about getting the 1st down to ice the game. Sammy Morris says, I'm actually going to get the game-winning or game-sealing touchdown here and firmly put us over these Vikings, man. And this is a marquee win if we can hold on to it. But the Vikings now back on offense. 3rd and 10. Culpepper manages to find Randy Moss, who nearly gets his head taken off. But now it's going to be 4th and 3. No time really to work here, so they're going to try and run the hurry-up, get back into the line of scrimmage. Under 1:20 left to work. Culpepper takes the snap here, stands firmly in the pocket. Pocket is clean, released. releases, and he finds Randy Moss, who's now off to the races here. He's got plenty of open space as Winfield overran the play here and is trying to catch up to it, and he can't because Randy Moss has the wheels, and that's a touchdown for the Vikings. So things are not over yet, ladies and germs. We had a 10-point lead, and now with this, the Vikings come within a field goal, so they're going to have to try and get the football back on an onside kick or something, because I don't think they have the timeouts to stop us anymore, so their defense can't do anything for them. They're going to have to rely on special teams, but this is a huge boost for the Vikings here to get them back into this game. We've had a few 31-28 games not go our way, so can we get this onside kick? The kick is off, and we land on top of it, and that is going to seal the game for your Buffalo Bills, baby. We manage to get on top of the onside kick, and the Vikings late game rally here, which is really just one big play, ends in victory for us. In a victory for us. I got tripped up because I thought I'm all over the place with this game, guys. I'm trying to keep up. Okay, just level with me here. Okay, I'm falling apart. We were amazing on third down. Our defense was absolutely lights out on third down, which is not something you'd think would happen with this Vikings team here, given how strong a lot of their skill positions are. But it was a big area where we succeeded. And then in the red zone, we were also a lot better than the Vikings were offensively. So. But with that said, Culpepper and Randy Moss still had great days, and Trent Dilfer had, an on-par day for what he typically does. But it's a game that'll win. It's a performance that'll win us games. Sammy Moore's obviously the class of today. Same with Eric Moulds, man. So we got big performances from our skill position players against a team that also routinely gets good performances from their skill position players. So we can't be super shocked here. So now we're heading up against the Titans here, who have a absolutely loaded roster. If you're just looking at all the numbers and the stars and whatnot, they outclass us in most metrics. So it's a very alarming matchup to look at here, because this is obviously a game that we need to win. We probably need to win every game moving forward since we're at 7 losses. 8-8 would be kind of a stretch to make the playoffs. And even 9-7 is hardly ever a guarantee when only 6 teams get to go. So we can't lose another game. We need to win out, essentially, if we even want to make it to the postseason. But I think my goals, as I said at the beginning of the season, was just kind of to match last year's 7-9 or get close to that 500 threshold. So as long as we at least get there, I think we'll be okay. I'll mark off year number 2 as a success. We don't necessarily need to make the playoffs for me to feel good about it, but I would like to make the playoffs if it is possible, especially because the AFC East is kind of down this year, and we don't have the Colts in our division anymore. So we should have a path to at least get there, but the AFC is pretty top-loaded, so we're going to have to definitely win some key conference games, which I've been talking about all season long because we've struggled to do that. But today we should get some help here as Steve Mcnair is injured. He has not been having the best of seasons. I mean, it's been fine, just not really all that efficient. And so we're looking at Victor Smith, the rookie quarterback here from Arkansas Pine Bluff, is going to lead things off for the Titans here. And he's just going to hand it off to number 27 because, I mean, what else are you going to do if you're a backup rookie quarterback, as Eddie George gets a nice little chunk play here to get a first down for the Titans. And already, you can see on the screen, he's already cooking up a little bit here. But fast forward to another 3rd and 5. It's going to be tough for the Titans to get a lot done on 1st and 2nd down. And when you're relying on Eddie George on 3rd down, we know what's coming. And Henry Jones, with the safety coming down, managed to penetrate and get to Eddie George and snuff that play out. So bring out a 4th and 6. It's going to be a long field goal attempt for the Titans, but the kick is up, and it is good. And that's with their new sliders. That's a pure 49-yarder from Tennessee's special teams unit. So good on them. I'll give it to them. But that is all that would happen in the first quarter. Nothing offensively for us, and not much happening for the Titans outside of that one play here. So obviously you see the record here. The Titans are trying to get back into this one, but at 5-8, you got to assume they might be just about out of it, especially with the Jaguars and the Colts both being very competitive in their own division. So things have about derailed, and that typically happens with the Titans in these older Madden games. They always have great rosters, but the sim just never likes them. I don't know what it is. It's weird. But time expiring now late in the first half, Smith is able to get the Titans offense at least inside the 30, but he's going to draw the spike here with 8 seconds left, and we're going to see Nedley try attempt another long field goal. This one a little bit closer than the first one was, but still kind of a long one. It's Nedney nails a 46-yarder, and that's going to give the Titans a 6-0 lead over us as the half comes to a close. So absolutely nothing going for us offensively, and I talked all in the previous game, in the Vikings game, about how we need to be working on both sides, passing and rushing, and it's not happening in this game. So that does not bode well for us here. And now the Titans are breaking off a huge chunk play through the air now as Smith is able to find an open target. It's Brad Hoover, the fullback, who just completely makes our secondary pay for it. Just out of the flat, just an easy play. That simple is all it takes. And now Smith not only has the Titans cooking here, but now they are firmly in Buffalo territory, and we're going to have to figure something out here, man, because because we cannot lose to a team of misfits like this who's just trying to put things together, but we've got nothing going right now. 1st and 10 here. Smith is going to pitch this one off to Eddie George. Eddie George getting to the outside edge here. He's leading the caravan, and finally Duncan's able to snuff him out and get him on the edge, but not before he picks up another first down. So the Titans are just continuing to move offensively, man, and if they start to figure things out here in the second half, we might be in serious trouble. So fast forward to a 3rd and 3. They're going to hand off to Eddie George. Once again, he's going to get snuffed out immediately as Sam Cohort is able to get in the gap here and make himself a huge problem, a roadblock essentially. So on 4th and 2, Nedney once again getting his leg relied on. This time it's a chip shot. And so now 9-0 is your score. And so our defense is absolutely doing their job, but we got to see something from Dilfer and the boys on the offensive side of the ball, man. We have gone 3 quarters without absolutely anything to speak of. And so finally we're going to get some snaps here, 3rd and 12 to kick off the 4th quarter. And Dilfer, just by the grace of God, managed to find Schroeder for a first down just to get inside the 40. And I mean, dude, I don't have the stats in front of me, but that might be the first time we've crossed midfield all day, dude. I'm serious. So 2nd and 10, Dilfer back to pass here, looks over his options, fires one off, and he finds Peerless Price, who is, he's out there with another Buffalo receiver. As long as one of them caught it, it's fine. That's going to be at least another first down, so we're going to continue to move on the ground here. So 1st and 10, Dilfer wants to try and throw for it once again here. Flips it out to Remersma, who has to catch it in stride, and he's going to get tripped up here, but not before he gets inside the 20. So finally we have a red zone opportunity against this Titan defense, and one score is going to at least get us back in the ball game here, but we got to be moving quickly. So Dilfer takes the snap here, and he's going to throw this one awkwardly off his foot here to Sammy Morris, and Sammy Morris breaking some tackles and bringing the caravan with him, dives for the end zone, and he's going to get a touchdown here. And yeah, dude, you might as well. You might as well, man. Show your entire butt here after a run play like that, after an angry run following the catch here. So just a very quick play here. We saw Hoover, the fullback for the Titans, do a similar thing against us, and now Sammy Morris is like, anything you can do, I can do better, and he does stuff like that. So I'm inclined to believe him. I'm inclined to believe him. So absolutely yeeted that football, by the way. Just absolutely, just full sent. So 7-9 is now your score, and now we are once again back in action across midfield, finally getting something to work here in the 4th quarter as Dilfer just completely poops his pants. I'm trying to glaze as much as possible this offense, but pressure gets in Dilfer's face, and that pass is offline or just wasn't seeing the full field here. That's what happens when you get pressure in the face, man. That's why pass rush is important. And Dilfer collects interception number 4 on the season, so still doing good. We do manage to get the ball back here, but the Titans kill off quite a bit of time off the clock, so with only 2 minutes left to work, we got to be moving pretty efficient here. But again, one score, a field goal or a touchdown, will give us the lead against the Titans. So we're going to have to be a little bit smart about how we play this. So now inside the 2-minute warning on 1st and 10, Sammy Moore's getting the handoff, and he's going to bounce outside. Now he's got plenty of open room here. It's a foot race, and he's going to win that foot race and get it inside the end zone. Another play that was dead to rights, and Sammy Morris just turns it into something, man. Takes nothing and turns it into something. So we're going to try and go for 2 here to make this lead a little bit more favorable for us. Sammy Morris has to redirect and has a clear path, but cannot get away from the defenders, and he's going to get snuffed out here. So that's going to make the score 13-9, if my math is correct. 13-9. So the Titans have plenty of time to score still. 1:45. So can Victor Smith lead a game-winning drive potentially here? He already has a nice pass completed as he finds Kevin Dyson deep downfield, who we haven't really seen much of anything from. We haven't seen much of Victor Smith do much of anything so far in this game here. He's having himself quite the tumultuous year, 10 touchdowns to 7 INTs. Heading into this game, only 1,200 yards. I don't know how many weeks he's been starting, but it has not been going well for the Titans. Probably why they're 5-8 right now in this game. But on 1st and 10 here, Smith able to find another open target, breaks the tackle. Now it's a foot race heading to the end zone. Another broken tackle here as Derek Mason is making our secondary completely pay for leaving him as open as we did. Nearly broken it past Winfield just falls right off of Derek Mason, and then, yeah, it's going to take all the King's horses and all the King's men to finally bring him down. Eric Flowers has come from nowhere to make the tackle. The defensive end has to make the tackle from nowhere. So 1st and 10, Smith trying to get the boys back up to the line of scrimmage here, trying to run the hurry up. He's not going to spike it. He's just going to go for it, and Smith floats one out towards the end zone. That pass is nearly intercepted as Henry Jones comes in out of nowhere, gets some safety help over top, and gets his hands on the football. So fast forward to a 3rd and 10. A little over a minute left to work here. And Smith managed to find Mason across the middle here for another first down, and that's going to get the Titans inside the 15. And so they're in good position to walk this game off if they can. So 1st and 10, Smith back to pass once again, moving around in the pocket. Wide open in the end zone, it's Kevin Dyson, and he's got himself a go-ahead touchdown. And now the Titans are back in business, babe. Back in business. Just back in business. So we need something to happen here on this drive here. 42 seconds left to work. 3rd and 2. Dilfer nearly hit as he throws. throws, and that pass is somehow completed to Eric Moulds. I have no idea how he came down with it. That makes zero sense to me, but somehow he did. So now we're in plus territory, 2nd and 10. We're going to hand this one off to Sammy Morris. He's going to get brought down well shy of anything. A run play is a very, very bold strategy. Cliff Harris, bold strategy. So hurry up now. We're going to run it on 3rd and 6. Inside 20 seconds left to play here. Dilfer not going to spike it, just going to go for it. And he throws it across the middle, and it tries to find Remersman, and that pass is broken up. So now we're down to our last play, 4th and 6. Are we going to lose this absolute slugfest of a game here? And no, we're going to send out Christie to at least tie the game. Christie playing it conservative, but it does work out as Christie manages to get the field goal. And now we are all knotted up at 16 apiece here with just 12 seconds left to go in the game. So are we going to be playing more overtime in this season? And we certainly are. So this is what, our 3rd overtime game of the season, I think? 2nd or 3rd. But now 3rd and 6 here for the Bills offense here starting off overtime. Dilfer downfield, and he manages to find Schroeder. And Schroeder has a little bit of a step here. He gets inside the 30-yard line of the Titans. And we are in good position. If we can maybe get another 5 or 10 yards and make that field goal really safe for Christie, we could walk this game off, no issue. So that is all Dilfer job is right now, 1st and 10. He's going to give that job over to Sammy Morris, and Sammy Morris has plenty of open space here, racing towards the pylon. He's going to get brought down at about the 1 or 2 yard line, and Jeff Fisher can't believe it. He's mad. He can't believe that he's going to lose this game, have another game come right out from underneath his nose, and all we need to do now is send Christie out for the chip shot, and we will be walking away with a dub in this game, thanks to the NFL's awful, horrendous overtime rules in this era. I'm so glad they changed it, because good Lord, this is terrible. It still isn't perfect today, but it's better than it was. So now, Steve Christie, chip shot, and it is good, and that is a 2nd straight victory for your Buffalo Bills here, as we have grabbed 2 very key victories, 2 very important victories in this video to get back to 500, 7-7. And now, everything is basically in front of us, man. If we can win another game and at least clinch a 500 record, we'd put ourselves in a great position, of course, especially depending on where the Dolphins are at this point in the season, because I think we've been going tit for tat, win and loss with them. So I think they're about close to 7-7 or 6-8 or something like that. They're around there. So being able to clinch a 500 record in the next video is going to be crucial if we can do that. But even more important would be to win both games and clinch a 9-7. I think a 9-7, perhaps, with the way the AFC East is right now, might win us the division. It's possible. There is a possibility. But we're going to look at all the playoff standings and everything like that probably at the beginning of the next video. I don't think there's anything in this video at the end of this that's going to show anything, because we, at 5-7, there wasn't any point for me to look at it, and show you guys the path. I've kind of been able to explain it to you somewhat. But in the next video, we'll be looking at the whole playoff field here in the AFC and, of course, the NFC, and see exactly what we need to happen in multiple weeks. So, but in the next video, we will be, of course, taking down the Browns. And I remembered this time, guys. I finally remembered. Last gameplay of year 2, we're going to be playing the Browns and the Lions. So hope to see you guys back at home when we take on the Cleveland Browns.